What's up, Dungeon Master? We had a good day. Yes, exactly. Yep. It is English slang for how is it going. Good, good. It's both. It's both. We're saying what's up, like, hello. It's both. You're allowed to reply saying how you're doing. Like I can say, like you will say hi, and I'll say, what's up, man? And you are fully allowed to be like, oh, I've had a good day, had a good lunch, had a good breakfast, if you want to. In fact, I think more people would appreciate that because in America, sometimes we've gotten so quick to getting to the point that some people forget about the values of a genuine conversation. You just don't want to take too long if you don't know that person too well. Because we don't know their schedule, they can be very busy, so... Sure thing. Language is it really is best learned by just practicing with everyday routines. No, TRK. Now, is this what the simulator will look like in 5 years? That's the plan. All the sound effects and graphics. Pokemon and Nintendo's like, hey, let's talk. And then my agent at the time, I won't spoil who, will be like, he's very busy. catch him during a live stream, and he might have time for you. And I'll be like, calm down, agent. Let's talk right now. Shoot me an email. Let's Skype. I know you guys still do that. Yeah, good morning. Looking for the sun, huh? Alright, hold on. Before I hit the ladder again, I think it's worth to go over my main deck I play real quick. So this is Yu-Gi-Oh! One of the big 3 trading card games along with Magic and Pokemon. This is my main deck I've been playing since 2011. Making sure this is correct. 2011. And this is my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Card. All you need to know is his effect says if I get rid of my own Legendary Ocean, which is called Yumi, if I get rid of this card or this card, because it's also called Umi right here, every single card on both players' sides and in their hand are all sent to the discard pile or graveyard, except him. And so if I pull this off, everything just gets thrown to the discard pile except this guy. And now I'm hitting for 2,900 damage. Remember, you have to do a total of 8,000 to win. So if they can't reply soon, then you usually win the game. So I just wanted to go over my main gameplay. Now to get this guy, I have to have this guy out. And he's a Sea Serpent monster. How do you get a Sea Serpent monster? You discard these guys. If they get discarded through a Water monster's effect, I can grab a Sea Serpent monster. Alright, let's get back to play. Yeah, I love card games. Strategy keeps the mind flowing. The brain wrinkles. They're forming right now. Yeah, there's no Evo soda here, TRK. This is a new card. It's essentially Karushin and the boys. And they're like, oh yeah, here they come. And then you just like summon a wave of water monsters. It's really cool. Alright. So, each player opens with a 5-card hand. You see right there? Oh, I'm covering. Hold on. I'm gonna move in a better spot. Alright. This will be a lot easier. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. So his LP right here, 8,000. I need to get that to 0. There you go. I'm gonna lower this actually. Oh, okay, I know people like The Witcher a lot, and poker's a lot of fun. I could talk about poker all night. A lot of strategy involved. I'm gonna move myself under life points. There we go. Yeah, that's a lot better. Alright. Best poker strats? Be consistent with a good poker face. And it gets really hard at a high level because there's a lot of people that try to mentally mess with you. They try to get you to break. so you gotta be careful. Alright. What are you talking about, Tierke? Where are masks? Alright, so my opponent's taking their first turn. These are spell and trap cards, like what I did. And they're basically effect cards that alter the game in some way. And these are my monsters. There's his monster. And so she has 2,000 attack. You see these guys, 2,550? He can't be hit over, but this guy can. He might try to have her attack my electric jellyfish because that first 2,000, that's their attack. No, you don't. They only get to, you only see the cards they play down. So I don't know what's in their hand aside from this that they just revealed. Below... Oh, you're talking about this right here? So this is the graveyard pile. Any card that leaves play goes here. They usually don't leave, but sometimes they come back. And then this second circle is called removed from play, which means they're just, like, gone. Like, they're supposed to be out of the game. There are a few cards that actually interact with that, though. Alright, so it's my turn. As you can see, I took a little bit of damage at the bottom left. If that hits 0, I lose. Ah, okay, gotcha. So he has no monsters, so Abyss Gun is attacking directly here. But this guy is activating a trap card. Trap cards are allowed to be played on your opponent's turn. So he responded to me attacking. And now I can't hit that because you see that number there, 1,800? That's higher than my 1,400 attack. So I'm just going to... yeah, I'll end my turn. So this is a really good trap card. Yeah, it's kind of like chess. There's a lot of strategies involved. What's cool about card games is... what I like about the cool thing about chess is, yes, all the pieces are the same. But one appealing part about card games is you basically bring your own pieces. This guy's deck is completely different from mine. You know, his deck is centered around this guy, Dark Magician. My deck is centered around the guy I showed you earlier, Ocean Dragon Lord, Neo-Daedalus. So we're definitely like fighting between both of our strategies. So, some of these monsters that have different colored borders, that often means they need a requirement to summon them. This guy says 2 level 7 monsters. And see how Dark Magician has 7 stars? That means he's a level 7. So that's how we got this guy now. So I'm activating my Mega Fortress Whale effect, Mega Fortress Whale's effect, and I'm destroying one of his monsters while he attacks. It's been very helpful to stay on the defense. But see, now he retaliated, destroying my guy. So I'm gonna have to make a pretty big play next turn to stay in the game. Because if I don't do anything next turn, he's swinging for 5,100 damage. I don't have enough life points to live. So my best play. So another thing is, you look at these stars. If a monster glows blue like this, that means I can summon them. If they don't, I can't yet. And that's based on stars. If he has 5 stars, like this guy, I have to sacrifice one of my monsters to play him. So the only play I can do is play this guy, and I'm just going to put him in defense. Sometimes you can bluff, like in poker, and act like this is like a huge card that no one wants to, that someone doesn't want to hit. But on average, it looks like this guy's probably going to hit him anyway, but you might as well try. Yeah, this guy attacks, it's over. My only hope is that he doesn't want to hit this monster, but I am bluffing here, so. Yeah, poker, ironically, is more complex than what it looks like because it looks just like playing cards and chips, but yeah, there are certain things you have to understand. You want to get. Oh, you know what? I was about to recommend you a game that would make you really good at poker in terms of learning it. There's a game called Poker Night of the Inventory, and it actually has the heavy from Team Fortress 2 in it. That's the big reason I learned poker so well, was that game. They don't sell it anymore because they have a few characters that they don't have copyright for, so they actually can't sell it right now. You know what? I think, it'd be funny. I think we could actually let me squeeze in a quick poker game after this one. Even though you can't buy it, I might as well show a little bit of it. Anyone that tunes in will just get a good old game mix-up surprise. There you go. So when monsters glow like that, they're activating their own abilities. So this guy grabs armor. So I'm grabbing armor with this guy. These guys activate. They let me grab any sea serpent monster. I'm gonna go ahead and grab Karyushin, Ocean Drangler Karyushin, and try to summon him next turn. So here's a cool play. I'm gonna grab one of my extra deck monsters. I'm gonna tribute this guy as a cost to summon this guy. He helps protect my monsters and my board. I'm gonna play Legendary Ocean down, give this guy some more attack, and then I'm gonna put double armor on him. The armor adds more attack and defense, or attack, but every time my opponent tries to activate an ability on their monsters, it gets negated, and then I get rid of the armor. So this is a way to kind of stop their game plan. So we'll see what they do. They might have a bad connection, but it says they're online. Yeah, there we go. So we discarded this guy. Alright, so we're about to see this in action. Now see, he's probably, oh, here he goes. An ability activates, and then the armor turns it off. So I stopped a pretty big assault. Both of his effects were turned off. He tried to attack and I blocked it. Well, looks like he might live unless this guy destroys him. We're about to find out. So this is a field card, like a stadium in Pokemon. It affects the entire field. This lowers the level of all my water monsters. You see at the top right, it says there, it shows a symbol, a color. Blue means water. And so now he's a level 4 and I can summon him from my hand without a tribute. So I'm going to try to do that.
I couldn't see his face.
Alright, so if I get this guy summoned, it's gonna make him have to get rid of one of his monsters. Yeah. So I have 100 more attack points. So I get to hit over this guy. Now here's a cool combo. We'll see what he does. So this guy is a level 1 because of this ocean. And because he's a level 1, I can swap him with this guy. We'll see if I can pull it off, though. He might stop it. So I'm gonna do this. Do a swap. Now, the guy I swapped with would have been discarded anyway, so it's really good that I was able to do a swap like that, and now he stays in. He hit my monster in attack phase, and I had only 600 attack. Or I had his attack is 4,600. See right here, I didn't even have 1,000, so I took a lot of damage. But now I use this, and it just summoned a bunch of water monsters, and now I have a pretty good defense up. Because remember, you have to destroy all my monsters to hit me. So as long as I can keep a few of these guys up, it's going to be hard for him to finish me off. And hopefully I can make a comeback. Yeah, it's defense position. So the highlighted number is their defense points here. So I gotta think carefully about this. This guy needs 2 level 7 water monsters to be played. I placed them under, they're called Xyz material. And what this guy does is basically says all monsters that are level 5 or higher can't attack. And this guy's level 10, this guy's level 10. So by having him out, this is like my last line of defense right now. If this guy goes down, I'll probably lose. Unless I can do something witty with her. I definitely could lose if this guy goes down, so let's see that. Well, he just went to battle phase, so I don't think he read this card all the way. Maybe he forgot. Oh, see? He just gave up. Alright, let me do a quick poker game. Install this. This should not take long. Alright. So we'll mute this for now. Okay. Make sure the volume's good. No, I had a friend. Sorry, I had a friend buy it for me over 10 years ago. It's not even on the store anymore because there's like copyright. Like there's some of the characters they don't have the rights to. This one might be okay. The second one might be have a copyright issue. Okay, let me expand this game. Hold on, make sure the stream can capture it. Okay, so I need to play in windowed mode for this. Hold on. So it's a little stretch it out. Settings. There we go. Okay. Oh, here we go. Resolution. That's what I want. Oh, there we go. Nice. All right. Cool. We're all set. All right.
Tonight's stakes will be $10,000.
All right. Yeah, heavy's in this game. It's pretty great.
All right, I raise.
Let me load this down.
I call. Raise.
Foldsville.
All right, so obviously in real poker, you have there's kind of a time limit of what you need to do to play. In this game, they kind of let you just really think about it, so it's good practice. My cash is right here, 9,800.
I wasn't really playing before, but now we're really not playing. I liked it better the other way.
They'll talk to you if you don't make a move fast enough. So I'm just gonna do a call.
I'm in.
Raising in the sun. In.
Watch out now. I'm all in.
Hottest friend.
So
Big friend.
raise
I'm calling.
means you're raising the bet.
Okay, I call.
So you see my decisions here?
Have no fear. You are killer.
So I can fold, which means I give up, or I fold where I'm like, I'm out of this round. I call, which I match. I basically am matching the guy before with whatever they bet, or I raise the money if I feel like I have strong cards. But see, the heavy has put all his money in, and so is strong bad. In fact, they've all put their money in. So I could let them beat each other. So actually, I'm gonna fold here. Here's why. I have a 5 and a 10. I don't have a king. I don't have an ace. 2 of these 3 guys are gonna be out after this. Only one of those guys are gonna win. So I will fold this round.
Lame.
So you can see their cards at the top. See, the heavy is in the lead because he's got 2 9s. I have no matches if I stayed in.
Very good.
Max has a pair of 5s. Strongbad has a pair of 6s. The heavy has 3 of a kind. The heavy wins the hand.
These cards make your cards look like sad, tiny babies.
Max has been eliminated from play.
Did you guys see that cocktail waitress from earlier? I'm gonna go see what her policy is on talking rabbits plagued by cunning wit and never-ending stamina.
Strongbad has been eliminated from play.
All right, I'm blowing this popstinkle stand.
I'll call that.
Yeah, I like a 9 and an ace here. In fact, I'm gonna try to be bold here. I'm gonna act like I'm gonna initiate confidence in this.
In.
Okay, so heavy's matching
I'm out.
that. Yeah, see, okay, but Tycho's like, nah, I don't want that. Okay, ace. I'll bet all the way. Let's see if heavy folds because of that.
Oh! These are fold.
Yeah.
The player wins the hand.
I am hungry for sandwich.
So order a sandwich, man. Your stomach sounds like a sarlacc or some.
Oh, I cannot have sandwich. I become unstoppable killing machine.
Yeah, maybe order a water.
Is best. All right. I check.
So
I bet.
when someone checks like that, they're playing safe. They're not wanting to put any more money in. Now sometimes as a poker player that tells you, oh, they might be kind of on the fence about their current hand.
I can call your bet and buy sandwich. Da. Check.
I've got 5 on it. And by 5, I mean a modest sum.
I mean, you look at Heavy's money. He's got money to burn, though. So.
I fold.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, he was on the fence about his hand.
Betting.
Tycho has a pair of kings. The player has a pair of kings. The player wins the hand.
Horishaw.
So I only won that because my other card was a 6 and his was a 5. So very close.
All right. I raise.
I don't think so.
Da. I bet.
All right. So Heavy's feeling pretty bold here because his plays are a little bit different. Me, I don't have any matching cards. I'm actually... I'm gonna give it to him on this
In
one.
Motherland, we quit when we are dead.
The heavy wins the hand.
I forget how scary I am sometimes.
If I needed someone snuffed out, heavy weapons guy, what's your going rate?
500,000 US dollars.
Steep.
Cash.
And you can do this discreetly?
Sasha, not so discreet.
That's fine, actually. Don't judge me.
What do you mean by heavy one? Well, if you meant between the three guys up here, he just had the better hand there. But heavy right now is in the lead, money-wise. So.
I am raising.
Because in poker, only one guy gets to win at the table.
Call.
So. So that is quite the interesting deal there. 3 10s. Statistically, probably none of us have a 10. So that means now I'm relying off probably this jack to win as the highest card out of all of us. We'll see.
I check.
Let's do it.
Yeah, the chances of 3 10s in a row like that are very low.
Time to fight like big man. All in.
Effing A. I'm calling.
All right, so Heavy's all
Clearly a
in.
filthy liar. Call it.
Yeah, see, I don't know. Heavy's been playing pretty smart. I actually trust that he has a good hand. So let's see if this will just take Tycho out. I will fold. Ooh, Tycho's got 2 jacks. Yeah, I would have lost that. Let's see what the last card is.
Yeah.
Tycho has a full house. The heavy has 3 of a kind. Tycho wins the hand.
I was holding the cards that time.
The blinds are now 200, 400.
Oh, okay, yeah, Heavy had enough money to stay in. Okay, so did you hear that? The blinds are raised. A blind is basically a way to speed up the game. It forces all of us to put a little bit of money in each round, so you can't just fold every time and not be punished. I'm gonna fold this because it's a 2 and a 4.
I am going to play this one.
And
I'll raise.
if there's any time to fold, usually
I
it's
will fold.
with stuff like that.
Tycho wins the hand.
I suppose it's only natural that I win every hand.
Now this hand's pretty good. Jack and Queen.
I am in and ready to crush baby men.
I call.
I'll check for now. What you could do is, even though I have a powerful hand, I'm gonna act like I'm kind of like on the fence. But you can kind of bait your opponents into putting more money down if you look like you're unsure.
Easy there. Don't want to hurt yourself.
See? Yeah.
I bet.
Too many cards in this hand.
Oh.
Checking.
The only thing about this is none of those cards match my Jack and Queen. If there's a king, it still doesn't make a full house because there's no 10. I could check.
The on.
Yeah, that character's pretty rude.
I'll check.
That's definitely every character in this game has like their own, obviously, like personality, and I guess in a way that's kind of like their poker tells.
Tycho has a pair of 5s. The player has ace high. Tycho wins the hand.
You'd think it would get tiring winning all these pots.
So yeah, he had a
You
pair.
wear blue sweater.
Yep, pretty much all the time. And I mean all the time. Ask the wife.
What are you?
Haven't we been over this? I know your head is the size of a grapefruit, but come on.
You are not scout. Maybe very tricky blue spy. Maybe new class.
I can use a keyboard to sabotage your team, steal your intelligence, and mail order your sister to my goddamn doorstep all in an afternoon. Yes, I'm a new class. I have a technical prowess beyond your wildest imagination.
This is true?
I'll check as well, gentlemen.
He's from this old website comic called Penny Arcade. Have you ever heard of the convention called PAX? P-A-X? He's like one of the mascots. So. But yeah, his whole character shtick is he's just kind of always rude for the most part.
Tycho has a pair of queens. The player has a pair of queens. Tycho wins the hand.
Yes, bringing home some bacon.
I will play.
Okay, I raise. Best to not be pushed around.
No.
Checking this. Betting.
Giant man not get pushed around.
I'm about to hope the last card's a jack. Oof.
I'm all in.
He's
I'm
been
gonna
playing.
be 100% honest with you. You should call me.
Yeah, if I have jack high. I think he's got it, so I'm gonna fold.
Tycho wins the hand.
Baller.
So, I'm obviously in last place right now, so I'm gonna have to play as careful or as bold as possible now.
In.
Raise.
Ooh.
Effing A.
I fold.
Yeah, I'm all in.
Ooh, he's got a pair of eights. Uh-oh. There better be a queen or nine. Uh-oh. And he's got 3 8s. Yeah, let's see. And he got it.
Tycho has 3 of a kind. The player has ace high.
Why play baby diaper cards?
Tycho wins the hand.
I dedicate this one to all the ladies.
The player has been eliminated from play.
You lose. Do you force yourself into shamed isolation now? Maybe live in woods?
I think I can. Yeah, I can watch. We'll watch the rest of the game. But yeah, pretty fun game. So now we get to see the heavy's hands and Tycho's hand and how they interact.
Yeah, I'll raise.
Well, I call. Check.
I'll bet.
Fold.
Tycho wins the hand.
Baller.
Yeah, it's fun. There's a lot of psychology because it's player versus player. That's why all these characters are so distinct.
Raising it up.
You're in fact, to get better at this
I
game,
will play.
you need to learn more about these guys. And how they have different ways of... It's called a poker tell.
I'm betting.
So some of them will give you a
I
sign
am out.
that they're upset or they might have a bad hand.
Tycho wins the hand.
Yes, bringing home some bacon. I'm not going anywhere.
I check this.
Yeah, it's in like every casino basically. And casinos are all over the country. But what's cool about
Here,
poker,
check.
it's one of the
Can't I
least...
just tap one of these and be done with it?
Out of all
I
the
bet.
casino games, poker tends to be some
I'm
of
folding.
the most skill influential.
Tycho wins the hand.
So
Delicious.
if you're going to a casino to win money, you probably should play this or like blackjack because those games actually reward your skill. That's why we watch poker on TV.
I am going to play this one.
And there are professional poker players.
I'm raising.
They're able to consistently
I
win
will play.
because they can hone their skill.
I'm good.
We separate tiny men from not tiny men.
Okay, I raise.
No, I don't have any family
I
members
am all
that
in.
play poker. I actually had some college
I'll call.
roommates that played, but I learned poker because of this, basically. There was an old Mario minigame that was like its own version of poker, but it was very simplified. That technically is where it started, but this game really taught me the rules of all of poker and stuff.
Ah,
Tycho has a pair of aces. The heavy has a pair of queens. Tycho wins the hand.
you'd think it would get tiring winning all these pots.
Tycho wins the tournament.
I wouldn't feel too bad about losing. I do play a lot of games.
All right, I'll get back to Yu-Gi-Oh for a bit. Yeah, let me check. I might as well check if this game is still available for sale. Because I actually do recommend it if people want to learn poker. Because it was only like $5. Now it was like gifted to me, but... Alright, let me, store page. It might be unavailable, but let's see. Let me... Now, see, I bought it, so it's not going to give me this... Yeah, no longer available because of copyright. That's really sad, because it's really fun. I had the second one. Let me see if the second one's still available. Yeah. Well, and this one just says unlisted. Hmm. Yeah, so I guess because, see, this game has like Claptrap from Borderlands and Brock Sampson from Venture Bros. Like, these games have these characters from all these different games and TV shows and stuff that all this copyright stuff gets intertwined, and now the copyright's over, and so they can't sell this game. So it's just sad because it helps me learn about poker a lot. All right, let me also TF2 update. I'm playing TF2 tomorrow. That'll be fun. All right, let's play it. Let me check the volume. Yeah, it's sad. and you're not the only one that wants the game back. There's a decent amount of people that really want to play this game. I wonder if you can Google Poker Night at the Inventory. I wonder if there's like, not a CD, but Steam is probably one of the only ways to play it. That's the sad, you know, there's no, sometimes companies have like, this game probably wasn't on a CD, so you probably can't buy a used game, sadly. You know, we just gotta hope. We gotta hope that they re-release that game. They probably got a lot of people into poker because there's a lot of characters that people like Strong Bad and the Heavy. And Max from Sam and Max, like those, you know, very popular characters. Like I told you with Tycho and Penny Arcade. So fans of all those series probably learned poker for the first time playing that. You know, you see the Heavy and you're like, ooh, I'll try this game out. Or that looks pretty interesting. Yeah, that was actually another, when I told you the last time, when I told you last time that I've learned a few Russian terms because of Team Fortress 2 and Street Fighter, that game is also included, because Heavy said a few Russian words. Yeah, I wouldn't go for pirating it. I think the best thing to do is, I mean, honestly, I would just email them. They probably have a really good email team, and just say, I'd like to purchase Poker Night. Is there any way I could do that? It's only $5. I mean, there are other, I mean, you can play poker online, but what's cool about that game is there's no time limit. So when you're wanting to learn poker, that is helpful for sure for new players and players just wanting to get better without a time limit. Oh, Charm. Game's pretty cool. So the player going first in this game can't attack. That's why you're seeing a lot of defense mode. So yeah, I've been to a casino a few times. Casinos are known to have great buffets. The one I go to has a great buffet. They don't have it anymore. A great restaurant that's still there with a bar. There's actually multiple restaurants. I haven't been to every restaurant at the casino, but there's great restaurants. And then obviously the main casino part, you know, there's bands that will play there. In fact, my saxophone instructor plays there, hopefully still, but he used to play at Ameristar multiple times. It's a cool place. I actually just like going with friends, and I don't even gamble. They offer free like black coffee and soda, and you just walk in, and I'll just watch my friends play blackjack, and I'll put some. Okay, you know what? I tend, whenever I'm there, I tend to put a little bit of change in the slot machines. So I do play. They're called penny slots, and in America you can do 1 cent slots. So you're not gonna win a lot for the most part, but you're just like, I got some loose change. You know, put it in. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Casinos are purposely designed to keep you there as long as possible. I don't know what the casinos are like in Russia, but in America, there's like no windows at casinos. Why do they do that? Because if there's windows like this, like if you have a window, then people at the casino will notice that the sun's going down, and they'll be like, how long have I been here? And so if they have no windows, it keeps the average person there longer. And then casinos like to play like nostalgic 70s and 80s music, because the target demographic, people older than me, feel nostalgic. They feel like they're at home when they hear music from when they grew up. And so there's all these methods to keep people at the casino longer. But here's the thing, that's just good marketing. It's really interesting. And even though I know this, I still love going to that casino. It's great. It's a great building, and it's just I like going to the casino. Like I said, great restaurants, great atmosphere. People play. The games are interesting. Poker, slot machines, all that. Oh, okay. Like a long trip, or... Yeah, pool. Pool is big. Or billiards, we also call pool. So yeah, billiards is a lot of fun. I mean, that's the thing, is casinos are just a cool place to hang out. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. I need to ask some friends to go to the casino soon. We literally just go there to hang out. So. Like I said, I thought there was a catch that the casino had free soda and black coffee, but soda and coffee is very inexpensive. And that casino makes so much money that they're like, hey, we offer free drinks. Now, alcohol, obviously you pay like a tab, but soda, like soft drinks and coffee, yeah, it's free. All you can drink. Oh, okay, is there a difference? I never knew. I always thought there was like one way to play pool. I guess there's some variations, but... Oh, okay. Yeah, all white. Wow. All right. Yeah, we play with solids or striped balls, and you choose one of the sides. I think what's funny about, you know, our poker is that the black 8 ball, if you hit that in early, you lose the game. I actually like how drastic that is. Like, there are times where someone doesn't want to take a risk because they might hit in the 8 ball too early. We say at the bar. We don't usually say we're in a bar. I mean, if someone calls you on the phone, you could say, hello, I'm in a bar, or hey, I'm in a bar. But we usually say at the bar. Yeah, no problem. Probably. It's so funny when they quit like that. They might have not got the hand they wanted, but my philosophy is just never give up. If this was a 2 out of 3 set and he wanted to save time, then yeah, I could see them giving up in the first game because you could, you know, win the whole set. And save some time. Yeah, how's it going? It's let me look it up. Like this. So if I spell it like this, this comma here is basically, this is what it is meaning. How is it going? But we can get rid of the is by saying it like this. How's it going? Yeah, that's the perfect way to check up on someone. Just say, how's it going? Yeah. And you can combine the is with how by just putting that apostrophe S. How's it going? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, we love shortening words like that with apostrophes. Which you can tell that quickens a lot of conversations. That's good that you're keeping up. Sometimes I don't think people realize how fast they're talking. We've gotten so used to saying, "How's it going?" Yeah. Yeah, we're not even talking about, yeah, that's true. Oh man. Well, you're not alone, because internet slang is its own thing. I thankfully started playing RuneScape in 2nd grade, back in like 2003. And so I guess 20 years now, I've thankfully stayed afloat with internet slang. But the first time I saw someone say LOL, I was like, what? You know, I was on the video game with a lot of other people, and this person kept saying LOL. I was making jokes and stuff, and I was like, I thought they were doing some southern accent, and they're like, lol. And I was like, what? And then my friend had to tell me, oh, that means laugh out loud. So when someone says BTW, WBU, man, that's tough. I mean, obviously my brain sees that as, by the way, what about you? But, you know, a salute to all you guys learning English, and then also the slangs. I always say that, like, we do not give people that speak dual languages or even more enough credit. Anyone that can speak more than one language is already demonstrating a high amount of skill. I kind of speak French, but even I have to think about what I'm about to say. Like if I say bonjour, je m'appelle Pete, et tu, you know, that's easy, that's basic. I still have to think a little bit. Could I survive in France for a week? Yes, I think I could without a translator. That would be a fun challenge. But I would, if you spoke fluent French to me, it would take me a little bit. I'd have to get the gears turning. And then, like I said, if you're speaking fast French, like how I might speak fast English, like, hey man, how's it going? How are you? Yeah, my gears are turning. But the fact that you guys could just speak multiple languages and understand, like that, pat on the back. Oh my gosh, isn't that crazy? Like, there's English, but then there's English spoken all across the world. So I'm speaking Midwestern American English. So I have my own accent, and there's American slang in my dialect. There's Canadian English. There's French Canadian English, where they have that French accent. You know, there's British English. They could have they could be from Scotland and their accent is completely different. They could be from Wales, Ireland, and then, like you said, Australia. there's accents and then there's words in their dialect that isn't technically like universal, but thankfully as the world has come together in a better way overall in communication, we know that if someone says good day, you go, oh, okay, that means hello. You know, that's the Australian way to say hello. You know, I'm not walking around the Midwestern United States saying good day, you know, but if someone said that, we know what they meant. It's kind of like, I was actually mind-boggled at first to learn that, like, Spanish in Spain is a bit different from Spanish in Mexico. And I was like, wait, but they're both Spanish. But like I just said, they're different continents. Of course, there's going to be a culture split now. So. You know what's so funny? I keep thinking about Team Fortress 2 during this conversation. Because you got a guy from the Southwest United States, you got a guy from Australia, a guy from Scotland, a guy from Russia. You know, all these different guys that have different accents and different ways of speaking English. Or like in the Heavy's case, he brings Russian words into his dialogue, and thousands of players every day hear it, and that when I hear Korosho, it's just normal to me. You know, when I hear that, that's when Heavy's saying like very good or nice, you know, that I'm used to that, you know. You know what's funny is I grew up thinking when I was a kid, I just kept thinking I didn't really have an accent. Because you hear like American, like the American South, you know, howdy y'all, how's it going, you know, or you like American Northeast, you know, from Boston, you know, it's like very drastically different. There's the California accent on the West Coast, but I live in the middle of the country, and I always thought, oh, I must not really have an accent. But when other people, you know, I'd ask my parents, they're like, oh, you technically do. I have, I guess, a Midwestern, and you know, a little, yeah, it's interesting. So, okay, here's something. Most of my family comes from Kentucky. I was born in Indiana, but most of my family comes from the state of Kentucky. And my dad and mom were both born in Kentucky, but my dad, when he left Kentucky for college, he gradually lost his accent. And if you hear my dad talk now, you really wouldn't think he used to have a deep, like a southern accent. It's very interesting. You can lose your accent, because when you're around a new culture of people in terms of accent and dialect, you naturally start to lose the one that you're around. Because think about how you learn language, most likely from your parents. So you kind of imitate the way that they speak, you know. And so now when you're not around those people as much, naturally your accent might fade away. Some people do a big job in making sure that they don't lose their accent. Like a lot of radio show people, especially in the mid-1900s, there was that, wasn't like the Atlantic accent that all the big-time radio guys wanted to use to sound like as professional as possible. You know, it's the guys you hear in the old horse races or World War II like radio voices. And here they come down the track. You know, that's kind of died out too. So. Really? Now see, I've never been about people should get rid of accents. I think accents are really cool. As long as you can talk to me, and I generally understand it, I think we're okay. And even then, you know, we live in a world where there are translators. Obviously, it's good to not depend off your translator. You don't want to crutch off of it. It's good to develop as good understanding as you can for dialect. But I'm not going to go tell a southern guy to lose the accent or a northeastern guy. Yeah. Oh, okay, you mean for English. I did think you meant like you're like just a teacher in like in any education for Russia. It was like lose your accent for Russian. That's interesting. Well, you said recently that you sound like the heavy when you speak English. I think that's awesome, but hey, the heavy has multiple PhDs in Russian literature. You know, he's a smart dude. I'm gonna get water. I'll be right back. Depends on where you live. If you live on the east or west coast, if you live in big cities like San Francisco or New York, it's going to be very expensive. It's called the price of living, and the price of living in those big American cities means that just about everything is a bit more expensive when you pay your bills and taxes. But that's kind of the beauty, is when you live in the middle of the country, your water and electricity isn't as expensive overall. It depends on your home, depends on your state, but I mean, to be fair, your prices can go up. Like nationally, we might have a good season for energy and a bad season, the international trade and all that, and so electricity could go up or down, but it really does depend on the geography of where you are in the United States. I mean, if you live in Alaska, you're probably paying a lot of electricity to heat your home, and in Hawaii, the exact opposite for air conditioning, and they might know that and charge a little bit more. I have a heating system. Yeah. Yeah, you either have gas heat or like electricity. We have a furnace, so yeah, like gas bill. Nice. Okay. Yes, so there's a joke. I know last time I shared a American Midwest meme where we're known to have potholes in our roads, like holes in our roads, which can be over-exaggerated, but in some places it's pretty bad. Another meme is when you live in the middle of the country, every day's weather is like rolling some Yahtzee dice, and it's just going to be a random result. So we have super cold winters, and then at times we've had it snow in May, it'll have really hot summers, and then we'll just get a bunch of rain. It's all over the place. Yeah, our weather's crazy. I mean, we get tornadoes. Okay, so to be fair, this isn't technically weather, but the middle of the United States doesn't get really any major earthquakes. The East, especially West Coast, the West Coast is prone to earthquakes. Also, the coastal areas of the United States are prone to tsunamis and hurricanes. I always feel bad when those get announced on the weather channels. Like, I feel bad. Those are awful catastrophes you don't want to go through. You know what's funny? Is, to this day, people from the East-West Coast will say, oh, I don't want to live in the Midwest, there's tornadoes. But you know what? Tornadoes are pretty bad if you're, like, at the store not prepared. But we have enough technology that we often are prepared. Like, you'll know if it's going to get really bad out, like, the day of or even before. And we, you know, a lot of homes have basements and stuff. Now, to be fair, if you live in an apartment, you don't have a basement. That can be a little frightening. But the statistical chances of a tornado tearing through your house and then also, like, severely injuring you is very low. So it is kind of a trade-off, you know. I always felt bad, like, what's really not fair is if you go to work and there's a tornado while you work and your work doesn't have a basement or shelter. I always feel bad. Those people are, you know, they're trying to work, and then bam, here comes a tornado, and you just hope it doesn't hit through your store. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, literally people live in apartments and mobile homes without a tornado shelter or basement. That definitely, that could frighten people. I mean, we have sirens and we have weather channels to warn us, but again, some of those people have to go to work, you know. They don't have the luxury to have a secure basement while they're out and about and at the risk of a tornado. I don't want anyone to lose sleep over that, but it's definitely something to stay aware about. Yeah, Kansas is in the middle of the country. Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah, that's the middle of the country, or we call it the heart of the country. Yes. Yeah, that's not made up for Hollywood. Kansas is known for tornadoes. That's why Dorothy says, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore right after she gets hit by one. Oh, you know what? You said Alice in Wonderland. I was thinking of Wizard of Oz. But my username Spire Fan was my original username I used since 2006, or it's my original competitive username I've used since 2006. So there's this game called Metroid Prime Hunters. I'm sure you know Metroid, like Samus, and one of the characters in there, his name is Spire, and he's one of those favorite fictional characters, him and all the playable characters in that game. And so it's on the Nintendo DS, and originally my Nintendo DS name was PD Piran, not PD Piranha, because there wasn't enough letter space. So then I get this game, you can play versus other people, you can compete online, and I find out that you can change your name on the game, and it doesn't change your DS, like you change the game away from your DS name, so they're separate. I was like, alright, Spire Fan. And I've kept that ever since 2006. So. You know, there's a Pokemon that looks similar. Alright, you know what? Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm gonna play a little bit of Prime Hunters. Let's do a little bit of a demo. After this duel, we're gonna play some Prime Hunters. Yeah, it's one of those favorite video games. Like I said, it was my original competitive game, the first one, and I've used the same username ever since. It's just been, you can play with friends, play online, great time, great memories. I still play it. Some of the coolest characters ever made are in that game. No joke. And we're gonna watch the killer opening. There's 7 bounty hunters. They all define the rule of cool. Like this guy. I have the modern online mouse and keyboard build. You can play people instantly online with it. I'll show you after this duel. Actually, while we're talking about it, I finally got a physical copy of this game. This was so hard to find. It's all over the country, it's all over the world, but a physical copy was getting really hard to find. I finally found one the other day, and I'm glad to get it. I'll play this on stream later. Definitely later, like this month. I have the GameCube original, but yeah. I will definitely let Nintendo and Retro Studios know to make more of that. Metroid Prime Hunters Remastered? That'd be awesome. Hey, nice! Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the greatest games ever made. If you were made in the 2000s and you have Metroid Prime in your game title, you're one of the best games ever made. So. Some true nice. tonight with some Metroid Prime Hunters. Let's get that loaded up. Well, first, while I load that, someone sent me a song that we were going to listen to on stream. So let me play that while I load up Metroid Prime Hunters. Loop. Ha, that was a fun duel. Alright, alright. Oh my gosh. Okay, so he sent me, this is from an Atari Jaguar game. Yeah, Atari Jaguar's definitely its own infamy rabbit hole to go down if you ever want to learn more about it. I'm sure it by now is probably taught in courses about what not to do for marketing. Pretty funky. Yeah, we're about to play Metroid. Close that out. So this is Melon DS. This is a modern way to play Metroid Prime Hunters with a mouse and keyboard. Let me go ahead and load that up now. Alright, we're gonna watch one of the coolest intros of all time. Let me check the volume. Alright. Alright, they're gonna show the 7 bounty hunters here. We gotta watch. Ladies and gentlemen, get the popcorn. Here we go. You're already out of popcorn, I get it. See, Dungeon Master, you have seen me play this game. I was just playing it on the last stream, but, you know, when we're able to play more Metroid Prime Hunters, you know, I'm down. So, I will do a Spire demonstration. The music going. I was listening to a podcast. So I might as well practice a bit. But by default, definitely get that killer soundtrack going. Yeah, it was this game. I'll show you Spire specifically. I did one Spire demonstration to show Alanos Gateway, but you know, we were talking Metroid Prime Hunters. Cool dude 1122233445570 was praising Metroid Prime Hunters. Dude, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Because there are interviews with Richard Verodi, the narrative director of Metroid Prime Hunters, and Andrew Jones, one of the head artists, concept artists at Retro Studios. They flew out Andrew Jones, and you know what they did? They're like, hey, take this character and make 6 distinct parallels that are just as cool as her. And he's like, got it? Done? Yep, right there. Here you go, made to order. Oh, yep, him too. Oh yeah, and this guy. And they're, oh my gosh, you know, it's like he delivered 6 times. You want to talk about potential? You know the scene in Star Wars Empire Strikes Back? Darth Vader's like, go find the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, they were just like, let's do that. Samus is Boba Fett. Bam. And then, but you know what Star Wars has? You know what Star Wars has? They got books, they got comics, they got shows, and they have games with all of those cool bounty hunters. We are waiting for more content like that with these guys. I know Silex was in Prime 3 and Federation Force, but those were like cool endings. We're ready to see even more. You want to put them in Tron? Well, call Disney. Hey Disney, let's make a Tron Metroid game. There you go. You know, let's make a Weevil spinoff. Get the devs from Fallout New Vegas. Make it where it's like after Super Metroid, and he's trying to hold the remnants of the Space Pirates together, trying to make sure they're okay. He's the highest in command. You know, get a Trace game where he's going through the ranks of the Cricket Empire. Or it might be a janitorial simulator because he came back empty-handed. Make a Noxus game with the bows on it. It's like playing as a Jedi. You got their code of ethics, their strict religion that they try to keep peace and justice in the galaxy. Spire archaeology game? Sign me up. Let's explore the Metroid galaxy. He'd probably go to Talon 4. Brinstar, if it's not blown up, you know, try to discover more about his people. Camden, when's the Halloween Frankenstein special? Black and white and everything. All right. Spire demonstration. Here we go. All right. Do some matchups. All right. So Spire. Every hunter has the power beam. It's like their good old reliable weapon that they all have. It's like the equivalent of like a reliable like pistol, but it can be stronger than a pistol. Every bounty hunter can do the equivalent of Samus's morph ball, but they all have their own distinct alt forms. So I roll up into the Dialanche form, and now I can climb walls. Really cool, really good close range attacks. And now I have Spire's weapon, the Magmaul, which is like a flare gun grenade launcher. I'm already selling you on how cool Prime Hunters and Metroid is as a whole, but yeah, there's a weapon that's literally a flare gun grenade launcher. And when Spire uses it, like a full charge shot, he can like burn his enemies and stuff. Oh, I might get melted here. Okay, Samus' morph ball can just melt your health. I know last time you said this game's like Quake. Yeah, very similar. I mean, Quake is awesome by default too. So you take a Metroid game and it plays like Quake. Oh my gosh, match made in heaven. Hey Nintendo, I know you're sending the content guys to watch, you know, just to make sure that I'm not doing anything that's saying like I hate the Switch, which I don't. I like the Switch. So while you're watching what you're doing with Splatoon, you should do it with Metroid Prime Hunters. All right, anyway. So Samus's ability is when she uses the missiles and they're fully charged, they're homing missiles. So I gotta be careful when I hear that charge sound with the missile launcher. So I'm gonna use missiles this time. Yeah, see, that was a perfect example. Samus can just melt you. You gotta be really careful when she goes in, like, the morph ball mode. So I'm gonna use one of Spire's abilities. He can get up here pretty easily compared to the other hunters, because he can wall climb. And then this is the sniper rifle of the game. Pretty good weapon. It was actually, like, competitive-wise, it was like the most played weapon overall. It can just kill you in one shot if you zoom in and shoot their head, no matter what health upgrades you have. Yeah, no, Samus will melt you. You gotta be careful. That's the thing about Samus, like, she starts off every life, like, raring to go. Like, like, all the engines are firing off. She's already got 10 missiles on her, and then she can just melt you with the morph ball. You gotta be careful. So when you're playing 1v1 like this, it's ideal to go, like, collect resources. Because you want to be basically as ready as possible for your duel. So, like, look at my health on the left. It's only 75. Okay, that's a little more good next time I duel her. I'm going to get one more health orb. So now I'm almost max health. Now I'm going to go try to encounter her. Now, if this was free-for-all, play to the most kills, you often don't have a lot of time to go fetch for that long, because you're missing out on opportunities to kill. But when it's 1v1 like this, it is very much ideal to go grab resources. Yeah, see, if I'm not careful, Samus is just going to keep hitting me with homing missiles. After this, we'll do some chaotic free-for-alls. I'll show you the true, like, what we played online. Like, it's a really good emulation of that. And yeah, these level 3 bots actually do pretty good. They go crazy a lot of the time. Their aim is pretty good, but it's not, like, unrealistically good that you feel like cheated. Quote, cheated. It is hard to balance computers in a shooting game, because if you make them never miss, it doesn't feel human. They do a pretty good job. I've seen Trace miss, you know, when he tries to snipe you. So we're tied 4-4, 1 minute if you look at the bottom left. So it could come down to, like, if whoever secures the next kill might win. So another cool thing about the Magmaul is it bounces off walls. So if your opponent kind of approaches you like that, you can get some extra damage in as they approach. See, that's the crazy part now, is I have the lead. So if I just go fetch resources, I'm already at an advantage. Samus has to come, like, approach towards me now, or else I win. In fact, with Spire, you could do this. If it's 1v1, I guess you could technically do this. Now, Samus can approach from the right corner. I'm gonna go fight her, but it is interesting, you know. Sometimes you think about, like, there's many different ways to win, so. See, only Spire can put people on fire like that. It's pretty good extra damage. So yeah, that was a fire demonstration. We'll play some other characters. Yeah. All right. You can either request a character or I can do random. So if you have a request, go ahead and put in the comments. If you don't know their names, that's okay. You can just say what they look like or whichever position they are on the character select. Alright, I'll do Weevil and then Trace. And we'll do the full chaos. This is, and then it's like good chaos. I love this stuff. This is, when you went online, you would play against 3 random people across the world. And it was this exact ruling, and here at the top left, first 1 to 7 kills wins in 7 minutes. And like I said, that last game, I was fetching resources. You just don't have that time on average when it's 4-player free-for-all. Like, it's like you gotta go for those kills, you know. So Weevil can use the half turret. That's his ult form. His lower half becomes an auto turret. It's actually really good for resource control. But like in that case, Trace tried to approach, and so the turret got hit. And I was just trying to go fetch for resources and reposition. This Weevil's signature weapon, the Battle Hammer. It's like a heavy-duty mortar kind of weapon. And when Weevil uses it, there's like splash damage, and it does like more damage overall. Now see, that's a risk. When you use Weevil's half turret, you split your health in half. So that's why another big reason you want to go fetch for resources is because you are increasing the risk of being killed on average. But see, in this case, my health is so low anyway, I still want to have that mobility. What's cool is this game is like the perfect multiplayer for what bounty hunting is. Like, for example, right now, I saw that Camden has below average health. So I'm literally trying to go hunt Camden and take the kill for myself before someone else does. So whoever thought of, like, Deathmatch being Metroid's multiplayer de facto is a genius. I mean, there's a reason people still play this game to this day, but it's also because of, like, how much heart was put into this. These really are some of the coolest characters ever made. I mean, like I said, I've been using the same competitive username. Oh, I think my binds are locked, so that's really funny. I've been using the same competitive username since 2006. And yeah, when I go to like Smash tournaments or Street Fighter, I've had people be like, yo, Spire? Metroid? I go, oh yeah. It's great. I'm totally fine advertising one of the coolest series ever made. And one of the coolest characters ever made. So this is a strategy. When I do get a health orb, it feeds for both me and the turret part. So by fetching those resources there, I was able to get a kill on Silex. Yeah, this is the guy that, after Super Metroid, he would be like the top dog in the chain of command for the Space Pirates, so it'd be cool if they did something with that. There's a lot of writing and character and protagonist potential. And I mean that. Like, I know Weevil's part of the Space Pirates, who are the bad guys, but ironically, there's kind of that potential anti-hero narrative going on for Weevil. I mean, when the Federation tries to exterminate your faction, and now you go into survivor mode, and you're not really worried about killing the Federation now, you just want to, well, survive. You know, Weevil might have some leadership stuff tested, and that could be its own game. You hear that, Nintendo? just bought Prime Remastered. Go buy that game too. Alright, trace time. You know what's funny? I, by default, for all these character introductions, have said, oh, this character's pretty cool. And I just stop myself. And it's like, yeah, it's Metroid Prime Hunters, that's the point. All 7 of them are cool. But yeah, Trace is pretty cool. No. So, Trace's abilities, I'm going to show you his alt form from the get-go, the Triskelion. And you can do this. And if you just stand still, you float, and it's really hard to see Trace. So you can actually like ambush for like fast kills. If someone's injured and running away, they might run into you. I've actually been jump scared by Trace multiple times. I think the average Prime Hunters player, they got their DS speakers on highest, they're wearing headphones, they've been jump scared by Trace. Yo, take notes, Emmy and SAX and Metroid, like, they're pretty good at jump scaring too. But if they're gonna do a game with Trace and the Kraken, that's already really good horror material right there. So Trace's weapon, the Imperialist, is the sniper rifle. If he stands still with this, he also floats. Oh, but if you take any hit stun, your screen jitters, so it's harder to like aim. But after you shoot, they can see you, so you know, it's really important to gauge your shots and stuff. And yeah, his lunge in the Triskelion is really far, and it does a pretty good amount of damage. When you play online, you actually can't see your opponent's health. So Trace had an advantage overall. If you use the Imperialist, Trace's weapon, because remember, you can use any weapon if you pick it up like this. I'm using Spire's weapon, which is really cool. I like that I can play as a different character and still bring over my habits as like a Spire main. And so anyway, when you play online, you can't see your opponent's health. So when you use the sniper, you're going for the one shot anyway. You're not really worried about that. But when you're playing other weapons and characters and you're not using the Imperialist, it can be tough. You don't know. You have to be better at gauging your fights. Like, oh, he's running away. I don't know if he has 10 health or 100 left. All right, you know what, guys? Here's what we'll do. We got 4 characters left. I'll go down the line, and then we'll call it a night. So I'll go left to right. We'll go Samus. We'll do the rest of it. We're doing a full exhibition tonight. Random battles. Yeah, you know, when you, like, I still play the veteran players. I got back into playing online after COVID because people told me the servers were still up. I was like, what? And I found out that the servers were still up. And so I was like, okay, yeah. And so, you know, they helped me out and I started playing again. And let me tell you, the veteran players not only stayed good, but they're good at counting damage. Like, because you can't see health online, they just know that, oh, you just took 2 missiles? Yeah, 1 more and you're gone. Yeah. So, okay, yeah, Samus has homing missiles and her affinity ability. Because her affinity weapon is the missiles, so when she uses it, they're heat-seeking when they're charged up like that. Like, see, I missed because heat-seeking doesn't mean auto-lock. They just kind of curve and go towards that opponent. But they're not like an exact, like, aimbot lock-on. It's kind of like Samus in Smash Brothers, or in some of the other Metroid games. They're not like an exact auto-lock, so you still have to position yourself well. And so, again, this is deathmatch. I'm playing a bit safe here. See, by habit, I'm collecting the health orbs, but I'm already losing out to, like, Camden and Spire, who have the lead. And this was part of Wi-Fi Online. If you went to go fetch health orbs, you were risking not getting kills. Now, see, Spire there, he went to go get the health orb and go after me, so smart on him. Do some more pulse stuff. So I'm doing mouse and keyboard. and you need to flick the touchscreen to do the boost fall. There is like a shortcut with one of the buttons. It was like L, but yeah, you can just use the. There's also another keybind I use that locks my mouse onto the bottom screen. I need to turn that back on. It's a really cool. It's like a point clicker app. It's very helpful, so I don't slide off my mouse. So yeah, this game's been around since 06, and people are still playing it. And like I said, this is a more recent build to where I can play mouse and keyboard instantly online with an Ethernet cord. And then have like a cool app that lets me lock in my mouse so it doesn't slide off. Yeah, if the Nintendo spies are watching, keep watching. You know, this is the future of your esports. Add this to Splatoon and Smash, and I think you'd make a lot more money. You could remake this game, or you know what I think they'll do if they don't remake it, and/or the next Metroid game with multiplayer will be like this. Like, it's just a no-brainer. Alright, Candon time. Let's see, Candon. Oh, he's pretty cool. So, Candon, his alt form is the Sting Larva. Very consistent alt form. In fact, I think he has like the smallest hurt box in the game when he goes into this, to the point that he can hide under specific like nooks and crannies on maps, especially like Oubliette, that no other hunter can. It's a really cool, like, it's almost like just a distinct ability, but it's not to the point that the game guides would point that out. But it's technically a unique trait about him. I guess they all have unique traits with different hurt boxes on their alt forms, but still. So, Candon's affinity weapon is the Volt Driver. Super fast weapon. When Candon uses it fully charged, it homes in on the closest target. And if they get hit by it, then it scrambles their vision. I'm actually going to go in alt form though, because Sylex's weapon tries to lock onto your hurt box, and if you go into alt form, it's harder for him to get it. Also, Candon's Sting Larva leaves a homing bomb. So when I'm leaving those tail bombs, they home in on the opponent. So if you literally try to tail Candon, you'll just keep eating those Sting Larva bombs. Alright, I'm gonna shoot myself with a charge shot to show you the scrambled vision aesthetic. That's not just an aesthetic. Like, you're in the midst of battle, and you get hit by that, your aim is totally off. You want to talk about skill? Is adapting to that. You still land the headshot when your vision's scrambled. Really cool ability. It makes you wonder, I need to research it more. I would do a video on this if I find out that it's true. I wonder if the computers artificially, like, have worse aim when they get hit by the charged shot. Alright, see, I almost went for health there, but I want to make sure I keep my... Oh, this is part of the risk. I wanted to make sure I keep my kill streak going, so no one else takes over. Okay, there's health here, that's good. Yeah, it's all risk and reward. Do I fetch resources and not engage as much and lose kill opportunities? Or do I not get health and get killed? Now, to be fair, that was a charge shot, or a Imperialist headshot, so that was an OCO. Trace is probably still up there. Yeah, he is. Okay, there he is. And it's always funny when you see someone else, like, try to do something and then just get totally denied of their game plan because, like, Trace snipes him out of the sky. That's probably how Trace is going to come back in Metroid. Samus is going to go after some target, and that target's just going to get sniped or something. So what I'm doing there when I check the scoreboard, I have a 6th lead, and the next second place has 3. So I actually can go fetch resources. Like, you have to gauge the average, like, pace of the game. And even if Trace gets, like, okay, if Trace gets 1 kill, I should still be okay. So I'm gonna go spend that time to fetch resources to increase my chances. But if Trace is, like, at 6, then that's, like, the danger zone. So he could beat me. Alright, 2 left. Noxus. So, any Metroid fan overall kind of knows that, and we all want to see it, not only the comeback of all these characters, but out of all 7 of them, aside from Samus, it was Spire and Noxus that are like the good guys. It's just the fact that they just met each other on this mission, so they don't know that that they're all good. But now, a lot of the fans, including me, since 06, we were like, oh man, Samus, Spire, Noxus tag team, oh, it's gonna be awesome. I know that's gonna happen. I can't wait for them to return. It just, if the writers are competent, they're gonna be, oh yeah, we gotta make the dream team here. So Noxus, his alt form is the bow scythe, and he goes into like a top form. It's really cool. I love the sound design in this game, and the sound he makes when he transforms and while he's spinning around is really cool. This does a lot of damage, by the way. Actually, I think you've noticed, whenever I attack with most alt forms, there actually is a subtle, like, kind of drawback sometimes, like your fire rate. In the most cases, but with Noxus, there's almost no drawback to always have this hitbox active. Now, technically, you'll sink faster in low gravity, but that's about it. Yeah, there's actually a map where you can just Beyblade fight. It's a VDO Gateway. That was like a thing back in the day, is the bottom of VDO Gateway was slippery, and it was bowl-shaped, so you could literally play Beyblades, and you're all playing as Noxus. So this is actually my second favorite map, after Alanos Gateway, and then Combat Hall is my third favorite. We're gonna go to the room that Spire mains love. It's the only other room aside from Alanos Gateway as a whole that has lava. So if I touch this lava as Noxus, I take damage. Spire doesn't. Alright, so now I got Noxus' weapon, the Judicator, his affinity weapon. When Noxus uses it, he creates like a wave of ice, and if you're caught in it, you're frozen. And that almost always means you're dead, unless like someone else takes the kill from you. But on average, you're most likely going to die, because there's enough time to land enough headshots. And some people go to the Imperialists to get the Oko, but oftentimes you can actually just Judicator and get it too. Especially in like the midst of battle when there's multiple opponents. It might take longer. It just depends on the situation. Also, the normal shots, Ricochet, it's really cool. To the point that it's like, if they ever translate this to 2D Metroid, they're gonna have to do a really good job of balancing it, because that's broken. In like a 2D plane, just having a constantly bouncing hitbox like that. Okay, so Trace actually has the lead. I need to find a target. Now it is close range. You could technically look down to Shadow Freeze. There's no limit on the Y hitbox. I'm not the best at Shadow Freezing, but I started practicing it recently just for the sake of like getting better at it. I grew up thinking that you couldn't Shadow Freeze offline. I learned recently that you can. So see, yeah, you have a lot of time. Time in terms of like FPS time. That's a long time to get a kill. Oh, there's some people down there. Somebody good at approach. Yeah, so Candon's Volt Driver, it can just melt you. Kind of like Samus's Morph Ball. It's just so fast as a projectile. I'm gonna go fetch resources, because if you look at the right, once I get out of my alt form, I have so much ammo that I want to try to retain that. Because you have to go fetch all your ammo. Every time you die, you gotta go pick your resources up again. So I'm gauging that risk-reward of like, okay, I'm gonna go fetch resources. I have a pretty decent lead, so it's okay to risk that. 5-2 right now. So yeah, I'm gonna go collect some hell, maintain high ammo, and stuff like that. And like I said, in 1v1, it is ideal to know where all the health dwarfs are on every map. Because it's just free health. The next time you engage your opponent, you want to be at that health advantage overall. There could be like a rare case where you purposely want low health to like reset at a spawn point. You know, we're talking like some 5D chess galaxy brain plays. That would be pretty cool to see in action. Actually, you know what else? There is another value to low health. So Weevil was in second place. Imagine if he had he had 6 points. I would want low health. If I saw Silex or Trace, it'd be like, hey, kill me, so Weevil doesn't win. And then I can reapproach with more health and try to lock in the game. Alright, last one for tonight. So, for you guys waiting for Metroid Prime 4, looking like Silex is going to be the main antagonist. So this is pretty cool setup. This is a pretty cool setup we're leading into with Metroid Prime 4. Silex has appeared in 2 other games during the endings. If you notice Silex, like I kind of mentioned, you know, hey Disney, are you listening? Let's do a Silex-Tron crossover. Silex definitely has that really cool, like, Blade Runner Tron aesthetic. And that's because his suit is a stolen suit from the Galactic Federation. And it's actually a top-secret prototype of, basically the government is trying to recreate Samus's suit. So story-wise, you know Samus was like, what's going on, guys? What are you doing? And Silex hates the Galactic Federation, and we're going to find out more about that in Prime 4. That was an interesting AI loop. I've never seen an AI do that. You saw Samus, like, kind of run circles like that. That's very interesting. So I'm going to go get Silex's weapon. I'm right now using Candons. Oh yeah, so Silex's alt form, the Lockjaw, is very fast. And instead of Morph Ball bombs, it has these Tripwire bombs. And if someone gets caught in the triangle, it does so much damage. But you can just lay it as a hazard like this. Now if they want to get health, they have to worry about taking a lot of damage from that. So Silex's weapon is a close mid-range one. When Silex uses it, he actually absorbs the light of his target. So if you look at the left, I keep getting health back. It's actually really dangerous against Silex when he does that. That's why when I played against Silex as Candon, I went to my alt form ASAP. Because I wanted to change my hurt box so that it couldn't just like take all my life like as fast as possible. Although I just wanted to point out, all these hunters have unique animations. Like, watch this. That's so cool. There's so much attention to detail. I'm sure you guys have noticed they all have different, like, heads-up displays, too. Like, look at, like, Silex's whole aesthetic, like, from a first-person perspective. And, like, the bottom screen. It's just really cool. They put so much work into this game. So, this all came from... because Dungeon Master asked me about my username. Crash horse tonight. The But right there, that's actually really important. It's called beating them to the health orb. Or if you play TF2, beating them to the health pack. Like, we were both kind of low HP there. And so getting that health orb was vital, like in the duel against Samus. That's why it's just important to know where the health orbs are. You're always keeping track of when they respawn. Because if you can win, like right here, I'm fighting Trace, he did not run to that health orb. So now I have like, most likely a health advantage. I heard Trace take damage, there's no way he's at 199. Ooh, there's the Trace jump scare. That was awesome. Yeah, see, I'm kind of going back into resource mode. I gotta just go fight. Make sure I don't slip up on, like, my kill count before someone else wins. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thanks for tuning in. We did some Yu-Gi-Oh! We played some poker. We played some Metroid Prime Hunters. All great games. I'm glad you guys tuned in. Again, I stream every day at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tomorrow's TF2. There is a new update. Should be a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging around. And